Oof. That's what you'd probably say if this damage occurred to your brand new 2022 Tesla Model Y. But, well, you might say more than that. But what if I told you that we repaired this without doing any kind of repainting or body work on this brand new vehicle? Stay tuned, we're going to show you how we did it. Yeah, this one had to hurt for this customer. They sent me this video just so I can see exactly what was going on, to see if there's anything I could do to help them. You know, as they just purchased this vehicle, and you know, they basically ordered it from the dealership and waited a long time, worked really hard to earn this vehicle, and this happens, and now they're facing having to replace a quarter panel, which is pretty invasive, especially on a car like this. And just, you know, overall would change the vehicle, and they didn't want to do any of that. They wanted to try to repair this, even though it has the slightest bit of paint damage at that corner edge, which they weren't concerned about. They mentioned to me that if it was possible to repair the dent and then apply touch-up paint to save this panel and save the vehicle from any kind of diminished value, that would mean more to them than anything. So we took the repair on for them. So we're jumping right in, and you know, we have to be really intentional about our approach with damage like this, and we're using different techniques of sort of pulling and pushing the metal to kind of manipulate it. But the overall goal here is to move this metal in a fashion that kind of resembles the way it went in. So we kind of set up a pulling system, as you're seeing here, to kind of reverse the damage in a way. And this is a hot glue setup, and the hot glue basically just fuses to the paint, doesn't affect it in any way, and we're able to kind of move a lot of the metal this way and almost reverse the damage in a simultaneous fashion and release a lot of the stresses that you're seeing right there while it's under that tension. This definitely speeds the process up for us. We're actually going to take another method of kind of manipulating the metal from the outside, as you're seeing here, and slowly tapping and incrementally to move that metal, as well as going from behind like you're seeing here with specialized tools to push the metal from the backside. So if you look at the light reflection, you can kind of see it moving, and that's how we indicate where our tooltip is. Pushing from the backside often involves having some kind of an obstruction in the way, as you're seeing there, but we were able to navigate it and get around it. So there's different techniques of kind of sanding and filing. We're filing this area here so we can prep it for the touch-up paint. We want this area to be kind of ready to accept that touch-up paint on the very corner, which is going to be hidden, which is kind of nice. As you can see, we've got some Tesla touch-up paint here we're going to use, and that's typically going to ensure that we get the best match in the paint color. Just getting it from the factory, that's kind of nice. So, and touch-up paint, never a perfect thing, but definitely going to serve its purpose here and take your eye off the obvious. And you can see that we're applying some anti-corrosive paint. Typically it's either anti-corrosive paint from the backside or some kind of cavity wax to kind of ensure that there's no corrosion happening from the backside after all that work that we did there. So just taking some extra steps, and here's one last look at that nasty damage and the final product here, as you're seeing. Make no mistake in assuming that this repair took 2 hours, because it didn't. It actually took about 13 hours of metal manipulation to achieve these kinds of results. And you can see that everything remains unchanged. This car is original. Factory paint is intact. This is the touched up area that you can just barely make out. I mean, no one's ever going to see it because it is hidden from the backside there. So definitely something that I felt needed to be highlighted within the paintless dent repair industry. Something like this can't just be done and not spoken about, because I think it's important that people understand the value of this service. You know, there's a lot to be said about taking damage this significant on such a brand new vehicle and turning it into this. I mean, you know, we're essentially turning back time, because, you know, nothing's changed about the vehicle in the process of repairing it. So the vehicle stays original. It's huge. It's a huge value Hopefully you learned something new today. If you have any questions about paintless net repair, 386-216-5185. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Do yourself a favor, hire out a skilled paintless net repair technician, and you'll understand why when you have it done. Thanks again for watching.